Welcome to Business Decoded, where we break down how companies really make money. Let's decode today's business model. Microsoft bet $13 billion on OpenAI. Their entire AI strategy depends on OpenAI winning. If OpenAI fails, Microsoft loses the AI race to Google. If OpenAI succeeds but doesn't share technology, Microsoft also loses. Microsoft has no backup plan. This is all in. The dependency is terrifying. Microsoft doesn't own OpenAI. They invested billions, but OpenAI remains independent. OpenAI could partner with competitors. They could go public and dilute Microsoft's influence. Microsoft bet the future of their $3 trillion company on a startup they don't control. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Microsoft made this desperate bet, how dependent they are on OpenAI succeeding, and what happens if the partnership collapses. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only, not business or investment advice. Company references are from public sources for educational commentary. Trademarks belong to their owners. Consult qualified professionals before making business decisions. Here's why Microsoft went all in on OpenAI. Microsoft was losing in AI. Google dominated search, the foundation of AI data. Amazon dominated cloud infrastructure. Meta had massive social data. Microsoft had Office and Windows but no clear AI advantage. Then ChatGPT launched in November 2022. Overnight sensation. 100 million users in 2 months. Fastest growing consumer app ever. OpenAI proved AI could be commercially valuable immediately. Microsoft saw the opportunity. They already had a partnership with OpenAI from 2019, investing $1 billion initially. After ChatGPT exploded, Microsoft invested $10 billion more in January 2023. Total $13 billion invested. The deal gives Microsoft several things. First, exclusive rights to commercialize OpenAI's technology through Azure. Second, access to OpenAI models for Microsoft products. Third, 49% economic interest in OpenAI's capped profit structure. Microsoft integrated ChatGPT everywhere. Bing Search got ChatGPT integration. Windows got Copilot. Office got AI assistants. GitHub got Copilot for coding. Every Microsoft product now has AI powered by OpenAI. The Bing integration was critical. Bing had 9% search market share. Google had 90%. Microsoft needed something to compete. ChatGPT gave them that edge. Bing with ChatGPT offered better answers than Google for certain queries. Did it work? Partially. Bing market share grew from 9% to 10%. Minimal but directionally positive. More importantly, it forced Google to respond. Google rushed out Bard, their ChatGPT competitor. The AI search war began. Microsoft's Azure cloud business exploded thanks to OpenAI. Companies wanting to use GPT-4 must go through Azure. OpenAI runs on Azure infrastructure exclusively. This creates a virtuous cycle. OpenAI drives Azure demand. Azure hosts OpenAI. Microsoft profits from both. Azure revenue attributable to AI services hit $10 billion in 2024. Growing at 100% year over year. OpenAI is driving significant Azure growth. Without OpenAI, Microsoft loses this AI infrastructure advantage. GitHub Copilot, powered by OpenAI, generates over $500 million in annual recurring revenue. Developers pay $10 per month for AI-powered code completion. Millions of developers adopted it. This is pure incremental revenue Microsoft wouldn't have without OpenAI. Office Copilot launched in 2024. $30 per user per month on top of Office subscriptions. Early adoption slow but growing. If Copilot reaches 10% of Office's 300 million enterprise users, that's $9 billion in annual revenue. The dependency problem is strategic and existential. Microsoft doesn't control OpenAI despite $13 billion invested. OpenAI has independent board, CEO Sam Altman, and autonomous strategy. Sam Altman could decide to partner with Apple tomorrow, giving iPhones exclusive AI features. He could partner with Amazon for Alexa integration. OpenAI could go public, diluting Microsoft's influence dramatically. The November 2023 crisis exposed this vulnerability. OpenAI's board fired Sam Altman on a Friday. Microsoft found out from news reports, not from OpenAI directly. For 4 days, OpenAI's future was uncertain. Microsoft had no control, no board seat, no veto power. Sam Altman was rehired after employee revolt, but the episode revealed Microsoft's powerlessness. What if OpenAI decides to go public without Microsoft? What if they sell to a competitor? What if internal conflict destroys the company? Microsoft invested $13 billion but can't prevent these scenarios. Microsoft's backup plan is weak. They're developing their own models, Mi and Phi. These are smaller, less capable than GPT-4. Good for specific use cases but not competitive with cutting-edge models. Microsoft can't replicate OpenAI's capabilities internally. The financial structure is unusual. OpenAI operates as a capped profit company. Investors can make maximum 100 times their investment. After that, profits go to OpenAI's nonprofit parent. This means if OpenAI becomes worth trillions, Microsoft's upside is capped. Microsoft invested $13 billion. If OpenAI's valuation hits $1.3 trillion, Microsoft makes 100 times or $1.3 trillion in profit. But if OpenAI is worth $10 trillion, Microsoft still only gets $1.3 trillion. The cap limits upside. Compare this to normal equity ownership. If Microsoft owned 49% of OpenAI outright and OpenAI became worth $10 trillion, Microsoft's stake would be worth $4.9 trillion. The capped structure costs Microsoft trillions in potential upside. Why did Microsoft accept this? Because OpenAI wouldn't take regular equity investment. The nonprofit structure is core to OpenAI's mission. Microsoft had to accept OpenAI's terms or get no access at all. The competitive landscape is brutal. Google has DeepMind and Google Brain, the teams that invented modern AI. Meta open sources Llama models aggressively. Amazon has internal AI efforts plus partnerships with Anthropic. Microsoft only has OpenAI. If OpenAI's lead shrinks or disappears, Microsoft's advantage evaporates. Right now, GPT-4 is arguably the best model available commercially. But Google's Gemini is competitive. Anthropic's Claude is competitive. Meta's Llama 3 approaches GPT-4 capability. The moat is narrow. Microsoft's strategy is distribution. Even if models become commoditized, Microsoft has integration advantages. AI in Office reaches hundreds of millions of users. AI in Windows reaches over 1 billion. AI in Azure reaches enterprises globally. Execution and distribution matter as much as model quality. The bull case is OpenAI maintains leadership for 5 more years. Microsoft captures the AI market through integration and distribution. AI becomes a $100 billion revenue line for Microsoft. The $13 billion investment returns $1.3 trillion. The bear case is OpenAI loses technical leadership. Google or others build better models. Open source models become good enough. Microsoft's exclusive relationship with OpenAI becomes worthless. The $13 billion investment is written off as a loss. The realistic case is OpenAI stays competitive but not dominant. Microsoft benefits from partnership but doesn't win the AI race outright. AI adds 30 to 50 billion to Microsoft's revenue by 2030. Decent return but not transformational. The existential question is whether Microsoft can survive if OpenAI fails. Answer is yes. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. 13 billion is 0.5% of their market cap. They can absorb the loss. But losing in AI means losing future growth. Cloud, Office, Search, all getting disrupted by AI. If Microsoft doesn't win in AI, they become a slow-growth legacy company. The competitive position deteriorates over decades. For Microsoft, betting on OpenAI was necessary. They had no better option. Building competitive AI internally would take years and cost more than $13 billion. Partnering with others meant accepting inferior technology. OpenAI was the best bet available. Now, next time on Business Decoded, we're examining Google's crisis. Google invented modern AI but OpenAI commercialized it first. How did Google almost lose everything to their own creation? Microsoft bet $13 billion on OpenAI. Entire AI strategy depends on OpenAI winning. Integrated ChatGPT into Bing, Windows, Office, Azure. Azure AI revenue $10 billion growing 100%. GitHub Copilot $500 million annually. Dependency is strategic weakness. Microsoft doesn't control OpenAI. Capped profit structure limits upside to $1.3 trillion. Backup plan weak. If OpenAI fails or partners elsewhere, Microsoft loses AI race. Either OpenAI maintains leadership and Microsoft profits, or competition erodes advantage and investment becomes questionable. And that's how they built it. If this helped you understand business better, subscribe for weekly deep dives into the world's most successful companies. Thanks for watching.